Hill figure. This is the Star Report. Saturday evening, I am your host, Mr. Terrain, PKA Star. Okay, folks, Saturday nights we usually go hard in the paint, but I want to start out slow with regards to the main topic coming out of Newport News, Virginia. A 6-year-old student has shot a teacher. No one is saying allegedly. None of these sources, New York Times, PBS.org, CNN, CBS News, no one is saying allegedly, so we can only assume this really happened. I mean, that's a bit odd, you know? I mean, it's a minor. And I have a theory, because the 6-year-old's name has not been revealed, and rightfully so. It's a minor, and no one wants to try and derail his future. They are saying it's a boy. And the teacher, a female in her 30s, okay? I have a theory. We'll get to that shortly. And Florida Boy Jay and Dana, I need you guys ASAP because I want to have a discussion, panel style with me, Dana, and Florida Boy Jay before we go left, right, left, right, left, because it is Saturday. Look at that showrunner. Look at this showrunner. Mammy knocks out boyfriend while bowling. I didn't have time to post the video. It's on World Star. Mammy knocked out her boyfriend clean. Pow! One shot. One shot, he goes down. I don't know if he bumped his head or whether she just, chin checked him that hard. He's bleeding. He's down. People are filming. Nobody helped the guy up. And then Mammy throws a strike. Mammy throws a strike. That's what we're talking about in terms of the showrunner, okay? And never mind, what is that? Trial cancer vaccines in the UK. No. Let's focus on Mammy in the bowling alley, wherever that happened. Deeds, if anybody has that information, please email me, okay? Crown King, I got your donation early, all right? Okay, let's get to this top story tonight. Guys, I have a theory. I want to lay this out right now before we get this show really moving, shaking, and popping. As a matter of fact, let me bring in Dana early. And Florida Boy Jay, if you're ready, I want to present my theory to Dana and Florida Boy Jay. Dana, are you there on a Saturday evening early?
Yes. Hi, how are you?
Good to talk to you again. And thank you for being available. We spoke earlier. Have you had time to do a little research on the shooting in Newport News, Virginia?
Yes, I did.
Sit tight. I want to lay my theory out first.
Okay.
Not that I have the answers, but I just want to, throw it out there. We're going to speculate tonight. Florida Boy Jay, are you there, sir?
Yep, right here.
Okay. Have you had any time to check out the details or what's out there, Florida Boy Jay, the shooting in Norfolk, Virginia?
Absolutely. I've been reading multiple publications about the situation, and we're ready to get into it. Okay.
All right. So, again, this is a 6-year-old boy, according to multiple reports, and that's all we have. We don't have his name. I couldn't even find the teacher's name. Dana, if you or Florida Boy Jay have that, please interject. So, the teacher is in stable condition. Let me just say that first and foremost. So that's a good thing. Already we see gun control talk. We see this is a tragedy. I even pulled up some stats, Dana, with regards to Newport News. I haven't been there in years with regards to the...
Her name was Abby Zeriner.
Say again?
Her name was Abby Zeriner. She was a graduate of James Madison University.
Okay, her name is, you said was. She's still alive, to my knowledge.
Yeah, sorry. We saw an RRP. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. So the population in Newport News, Virginia, according to USA Facts in 2021, a large black or a large African-American population, 40%, a large Caucasian population, not too many Hispanics. So I want to present my theory. It's just a theory, and you guys can chime. Matter of fact, Dana, I'll come to you after I lay my theory out. So, a 6-year-old. And folks, please note that I have no biological children. I'm just going by my my assessment of history, delivering news stories, and, what I think may have occurred. A minor that young, when kids are that young, they are very reactionary. And if they don't like the way your breath smells, they'll tell you, your breath stinks. If they think you weigh too much, they will say, you need to lose weight. If you are touching them, they will react, as opposed to an adult who may let you, slide for a short time being, or maybe not for a short time being. They may not say anything for quite some time. Children react fast. If they don't like the way something tastes, they'll say, yucky, yuck, I don't like that, different things like that. I have not seen based upon my research, anything that says the teacher did something to annoy the child. So, Dana, I want to come to you. Again, after I finish up here, I'm guessing, speculating. Again, it's just a theory. Maybe the teacher was doing something that the child had an issue with. The child may have spoken to his mother about it or his legal guardian. He was not believed. Maybe he said something to his siblings, a friend, and he got no resolve. Getting a firearm, wherever he got it from, is literally the last resort. I'll even say, again, I'm just speculating, touching, not necessarily molestation, but touching is weird to a 6-year-old. No disrespect to anybody who has been molested, but some kids, as soon as you touch them, whoa, they react. Hey, ooh, don't do that. It's foreign. It's so foreign to the point where you just want that to stop. How do you make something stop like that? If you're dealing with a giant, again, you're 6 years old, a giant every day, putting her hand down your back, touching your hair, kissing you, hugging you, and you want this to stop, you stop it. You stop it without understanding that shooting someone is drastic. And again, that's the last resort, but you want it to stop. Dana, I want to go to you. You're a mother. You're a grandmother. You don't have to co-sign my theory, but I want your opinion on what I'm saying. And then if you have another theory, I would like to hear your theory. Dana, please.
Well, I'm not completely going against your theory, but because it do have some relevancy as to what they are reporting, because another classmate had said in an article by the New York Post that the shooting was on purpose. And the police chief said this was not an accident. It was in the classroom, and there was a fight, apparently, between the 6-year-old and the teacher. I don't know they're not giving exact details. So if if he was touched and he didn't like it, or maybe this was more than one time, he felt as though the teacher was violating him in any kind of way, this would, quote unquote, you would say an act of self-defense if he was not 6 years old, so he was over 18. So the problem that I have with this is very drastic and it's very sad, because he's 6, a first grader. He cannot comprehend the tragic result of this. So where did he get the gun? I'm completely holding the parents, his guardians, solely responsible for this child's action.
Okay.
That's where the problem, for me, so he was taken into custody. That doesn't mean he was arrested, but the parents should be charged. The parents or guardians, they're the problem here. They're the ones that should be responsible for this shooting and this situation. Okay.
And Dana, I like the fact that you stand on your opinions. You don't have to co-sign what I'm saying. I don't know what the laws are in Virginia. If we have time, someone please Google with regards to minors. With regards to minors, inflicting any type of pain or harm on adults. We just gave a story last week with regards to a new law. signed in by the New York governor that they will no longer arrest nor prosecute children under 12 unless it's a murder. So Virginia could be, well, I'm sure it is totally different. Florida boy Jay, your thoughts, because Dana is saying the parents should be responsible. Maybe the boy is in a single family home. Maybe he went to mama. Maybe his mother, said, "Oh, you lying. You just like your father. Shut up." Florida boy Jay?
Well, maybe this didn't happen at all. Maybe, for all we know, this can be a crisis actor situation and a psyop to push policy for more teachers to be armed in the schools. You had the Uvalde shooting, you have the Parkland shooting,
Right.
and now you have students in the classroom now turning the guns on the teachers directly. So they need to pass a law just like they did in Ohio, that teachers in Ohio cannot carry firearms on school grounds under a new law that went into effect September 12th of last year. That also, there's other studies that show that at least 45% of Americans want teachers to be armed. So when you're in a classroom, you're making $30,000-$40,000 a year. You're barely paying your apartment rent. I mean, teachers in San Francisco they got to build affordable housing just so teachers won't have a turnover rate.
Right.
So if you're getting low pay, and now your life is on the line by not only Scooter the shooter, but your own 6-year-old in the classroom wants to bring a gun to school and gun you down. I think teachers should be armed and trained in all classrooms.
Okay.
And this is only.
I mean, I'm for teachers having firearms as well, but elementary school, that I don't see. And before you gave us the teacher's name, and make sure you give us the source, I was assuming and speculating that the teacher is Caucasian. You said her name is Amy what again, Florida boy Jay? Florida boy Jay, you have her name on hand?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Her name is Abby Zellweger. James Madison University.
Zellweger.
Abby Zellweger.
Zellweger, okay. Yeah, I assumed she was Caucasian based upon, just my having given these types of stories over the decades and the population ratio in Newport News, Virginia. Maybe this is not a gun control issue. Maybe this is mental health. That's the huge buzzword now. Mental health is real. Maybe the boy, was tormented. Dana, you're a mother. I'm not a father. Do you think that torment at that small of an age can prompt someone to get a firearm? And you've already said the parents should be blamed. Okay, but at that age, he just wanted whatever was going on to stop. Dana?
This is not this gun control woke, agenda. This is completely mental health, because the 6-year-old, he is the victim. And the reason why I said that the parents should be held responsible. Yeah, the reason why I said that the parents should be held responsible, because 1, he most likely got the gun from home. 2, something is going on in that home for him to even somewhat comprehend, I need a gun to protect myself if somebody is harming me. Where are you getting this type of behavior from? So he could be neglected at home, i.e. you got the gun possibly from home, and what else triggered you? So this is solely a mental health case. This is a mental health issue, and he is not the first child, to, I would say, even experience this or have some type of deadly weapon thinking that.
Are you excusing the Caucasian teacher, Dana? I've heard you say nothing about this teacher, who is in stable condition, by the way, 30 years of age. And folks, let me just say this, because so many of us, I know I do, we have respect for teachers. My mother was a teacher for many years, close to a decade back in the 70s. Many of us think that teachers, for the most part, are, good people, highly intelligent, if you will, people with patience. But the newer generation of teachers today, a lot of them were raised on mumble rap. They can smoke weed. Not that smoking cannabis and weed is a bad thing, but this is a new crop of teachers. They see society, hang on a second, they see society differently. They will go get that bag on OnlyFans quick, fast, in a hurry. Well, wait a minute. You wanted to help children. Now you just want a bag? I'm sorry, Danny, you were saying something? Go ahead.
Yeah, well, teachers are underpaid. They should be getting paid on the same level as doctors. That's number one. But number two, it was an altercation. So I would like to know, did this teacher have a history?
Stop!
Did this teacher have a history?
Stop! Well, altercation? How can a 6-year-old have a fight or a brawl with a 30-year-old Caucasian? He's defending himself. Come on.
Listen, okay, but again, we don't know if it was the teacher and the 6-year-old. Maybe it was another student, and then the teacher intervened, and then he shot the teacher in the chest. We don't know. We don't know all the details. We just know it was an altercation. So I'm just trying to make up a scenario.
Dana, I respect your intellect. Let me say that again. You are a mother. You are a grandmother. If this was your baby, your 6-year-old, would you be laying out all these different scenarios, or would you say, God damn, I want to know what the teacher did? If that was your baby, Dana.
No, I wouldn't say that. What did the teacher do?
Right.
For my child to shoot this person.
Yeah. Was she rubbing his back? Did she give him a wedgie? Did she tell him stop acting toxic? Nothing's wrong with transitioning. You should paint your feet. You should paint your fingernails, Dante. Why are you acting so aggressive, Malik? You should be a little bit more, passive.
And this is why I said this is a mental health issue, because even if she was doing all those things, right, which will, in a child's mind, feel as though, yes, I'm in some type of danger. But for you to bring a gun and shoot, that is too extreme. So if she did something inappropriate, it was still too extreme for you to shoot her in the chest. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Florida Boy Jay, are you a father? I forget, FBJ.
Hell no. No way. But this is the issue, and this is why I'm not a father, because I understand that there is no respect for teachers, and there's no acknowledgement. Me and the teacher are probably about a few months apart. I'm about to be 30. The teacher's 30. We grew up in the era where we knew teaching was not going to be profitable, so we're doing it for the love of it. There's no check at the end of the road. You're talking about a pension we're never going to get. So that's not why teachers are passionate enough to come into the job, especially teaching that young of an age. So you come in there, and then we're all talking about the mental health of the child. This is why we need to have mental health sessions for the kids, because you're talking about, not kids, for the teachers, because you're talking about we're smoking weed now, the teachers are getting high.
Yeah.
Let's not act like Miss Jones back in 1960 and 1990 wasn't in the teachers' lounge popping perks and lower tabs, sprinkling her coffee and coming back in the room calm and moving it up. That's what I'm saying. Teachers were always on drugs. You knew which ones were, you knew which ones wasn't. Let's be real about it. The main issue is this. Teachers need to be protected, they need to be paid, and they need to be compensated for dealing with little Dante coming into school with firearms ready to kill somebody.
Okay, folks, I'm going to jump in. We are going to open up the floor, guys. Sit tight. I'm going to go to Cash App as well. I just want to say one more thing here with regards to the 6-year-old. And Dana, if you have that information on how young you can prosecute a child in Virginia, please shoot me a copy via email, okay?
Okay, I'm going to send it to you now.
The old saying, the child is never wrong. I don't know where that came from, or if that's more so by way of molestation. The child in his mind felt that something was so much pressure that he had to go to the extreme and get the gun. Now, he could have got the gun from any place. He could have got the gun from a friend's house. We are a gun society. I've got guns. I got guns to cripple sons. I got ammunition. I ride around with an AR-15. We are a gun nut nation. I'm more concerned with what happened between the teacher and this 6-year-old. Did she push his buttons? Was she annoying? Was she trying to embarrass him? What was the communication prior to the shot being fired? I'm not going to say his parents or parent should be held responsible just yet. I want to hear from that teacher. Hold on a second, Dana, and Florida boy Jay. Malika got your donation. Thank you so much. Gangs of Love got your donation. Okay. Crown got your donation. Okay. We'll come back to that, Crown. Thank you. Micah got your donation. Put armed security in every class. Protect black boys. You know, that sounds great, man. And if you want to chime in, Mike, okay. But I mean, some of these townships and counties can't afford security. You know, security in every class, in the schools. That's expensive. Then you're talking about taxes going up. But thank you for your donation. Okay, I've got the picture. Thank you, Deeds. Deeds has sent me the picture of the teacher. Okay, she's bubbly. And there's her. Okay, they're saying 25. This is different. The New York Post is saying she's 25, Deeds. We've gotten reports that she's in her 30s. Go ahead, Dan. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The New York Post did say that she's 25 in the New York Post.
Now I'm really going to, stand on my theory. She was closer to the boy's age. Caucasian.
What?
Hang on. Caucasian. She looks like a natural blonde. She doesn't look like a peroxide blonde. This is probably a cute little black boy touching his cheeks, rubbing his hair, doing too much. I'm 6. I don't understand touching, and you're blowing your bad breath on me when you lean over to help me with my work. You're touching my back. Stop. He probably said stop, and she said, "Oh, don't be silly." There she is, a 25-year-old. Okay, thank you, Dan. I got your email. And I see a couple of people want to chime in. Guys, we're not taking long phone conversations right now, but I will bring in On the Block with Jen. Jen, you're a mother. Good evening. Are you there? On the Block with Jen.
I am here. Yes, I am a mother and a grandmother.
All right. Where do you want to start, Jen?
How are you, Star? What's up, everybody?
All right.
I wanted to chime in. I saw the woman's picture. If she's in her 20s, that's a rough 20s. I'm more inclined to believe that she's in her 30s. But, the New York Post isn't really as accurate as they should be. I want to say this. Here's my theory.
Go ahead.
Teachers, especially when they're young, right? We hear a lot about, well, he was 6, and, we hear a lot about the prefrontal cortex, and the brains aren't developed on these children. They can't control impulses, but we're dealing with a whole different child nowadays, right? Okay. This kid is 6 years old. He probably has an iPad. He probably can, he probably can create artwork and a symphony on an iPad. These kids are different.
Okay.
Right? Their understanding is different. They're more open to violence, on the internet, on television. This is a different 6-year-old.
Good point.
Than from when we were 6.
Go ahead.
Right? So I'm thinking that a lot of these teachers, especially in areas where they're white and most of the students are Black, Hispanic, tend to be very condescending. They can be very condescending.
Right.
I've experienced these teachers more than once with my own child, where I had to go in and check a teacher talking to my daughter a certain way. I just think they have this air about them when they teach in predominantly Black and brown
inner city
schools.
Or more urban.
Yes, inner city. They're very. Exactly.
Right,
They're very condescending, right? And children understand and process information differently now. So would I assume that maybe she was, molesting the child? No, I would actually assume that she's one of those condescending teachers.
Okay.
And the kid got, fed up. As far as his age, I did a little research, and there have been, since 1970, 16 school shootings by children under the age of 10. And 3 were 6 years old. under the age of 6 years old.
Okay.
So this is not an isolated incident per se. It's happened before 16 times over for kids under the age of 10. But I'm inclined to believe, you know what I mean? She's a white lady teaching in a predominantly, inner city, predominantly Black and Latin, and maybe was condescending towards the child, and the child got sick of it. So I'm with you in the sense of I'm not ready to blame the parents just yet. I'd like to hear more of the story. Yeah, she's smiling in her picture, but we don't know what this woman is like teaching those kids.
Yeah. All right, now hang on a second, Jen. We have very little information, and thank you, Deeds, for sending me the New York Post picture of the teacher. Again, you, Jen, and Dana, you guys would be the experts here. You both have children, Florida Boy Jay, and I do not. But I'm just going off of memory, and you have a lot of teachers, especially Caucasians, that, they're touchy-feely with Black kids. Let's keep it real. They're touchy-feely. My mother's Italian. Growing up in the 70s, I had curly hair. I looked like Foster Silvers. And we would be going through like some of these stores, two guys, Corvettes, and once in a while a white person would say, "Oh, he's so cute." And they would reach out to touch my hair. My mother would say, "Don't touch his hair. Don't touch his hair." So I learned from her, don't let, people touch me all the time. Dana, you want to jump in there, or do we go to Florida Boy Jay? Where's Dana?
No, you can go to Florida Boy Jay.
No, hold on. Let Dana
it wasn't.
speak.
It wasn't. I wouldn't say it is an isolated situation because this doesn't happen annually. You said that your research it said since 1970, and it's been 16 cases. 4 of them were under the age of 6. So that is it's very
rare.
That's very rare. That's very isolated. So this doesn't happen every day. This is not a normal situation. This is not normal. This is not a regular thing. If this was high school, yeah. But because he's 6, he had a weapon. It's no matter what this teacher did, we're talking about someone who brought a weapon to school and shot the teacher in the chest. And that's where the issue.
Doesn't the article say she was shot in the torso and the hand? Florida Boy Jay, can you double check that? Where are you getting the chest from, Dana? I want to be clear.
From the New York Post.
Okay, the Post says in the chest. Okay. And thank you, Deeds. Deeds just sent me a text message saying that there are conflicting stories about her being 25 and in her 30s. Either way, she's Caucasian, blonde. She looks like the type to rub a little Black kid's face and kiss on him, hug him every day. Hey, come over here, Shabazz. And at some point you just say, at some point you say, enough, lady, enough. I don't like your perfume. Stop. I'm sorry, Dana, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to insert because she is a, bright-eyed blonde white woman. I will say this. I am curious, and I hope that they do treat this as a 6-year-old, with mental health issue and if he is Black, or you want to treat him as a criminal. Because he should not be treated as a criminal. Yeah. I think the parents should. So, I'm interested to see how that unfolds. Are you going to seek therapy, or are you going to put him in a juvenile detention somewhere at 6?
Right. Florida Boy Jay, I want you to jump in. Hello, Florida Boy Jay.
Okay, this is a situation at hand, okay? And a parent, and I'm just going to say it was a Jamal, right? Okay, so we come into school because it happened this Friday. This is what happened. Right. He told him to go in your backpack, get the Cat in the Hat homework out your cubby, because apparently you're the only kid right now that doesn't have the Cat in the Hat homework. He says in cubby, go to cubby. He went to his cubby, and because his parents were probably watching the newest episode of BMF, he stayed up late to watch it with him. Jesus. He grabbed Pop's gun, had it in the bag, and he said, "Come on, Cat in the Hat homework." He turned around and just did what he seen on TV last night, BMF style, popped her real quick, once, twice, laid her down. Niggas grabbed the gun, dropped it. Listen, you need to protect these teachers. You need to take these kids and put them where they belong because niggas know what they were doing.
He's stereotyping the scene. Jen, I want to give you the last word. Thank you for your insight as a mother. I want to let you finish up, Jen, please.
Thank you. I just wanted to say that the reason why I brought up the different incidents is because people are making it sound like it's never happened before. Like
Right.
there's never been a 6-year-old in a school with a weapon.
Right.
And the second thing is I'm still leaning towards the teacher was probably condescending, probably not so much touchy-feely, but probably condescending, probably nasty to the child. And I wouldn't stamp him mentally ill. I think we throw that around, you know what I mean, to take the place of anger.
That's a cliche.
Right, or frustration.
That's a cliche. Yeah.
Right, but I don't think everyone that pulls a trigger is mentally ill. Highly unlikely this 6-year-old is mentally ill. Maybe there's something going on in the home, obviously, apparently. Maybe he just got his weapon. I mean, I grabbed my dad's weapon, and I was about maybe 6 or 7, right, because he left it laying around. Kids do that.
Right,
you know
right.
what I mean? It doesn't mean that, you know what I mean? I wouldn't throw mental illness at it. But we'll see. I'm curious to see how this develops.
Okay, and Jen, what's popping on your channel, On the Block with Jen on YouTube before you go?
Last night we did our Freaky Friday. Lots of lots of information on sex and things. I got a over 18 rating on it now, so you have to prove you're over 18 to hear what we said last night.
Did you put the word sex in the title again, Jen? Is that what you did?
I did not, sir. I'm a quick study. I did not.
All right. All right, good to talk to you On the Block with Jen. Have a great evening. Thank you for chiming in.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Okay. All right, so let's flush this out. Dana and Florida Boy Jay, and then I'm going to ask you guys about the judge in the YSL Rico case here in Fulton County, Judge Ural Glanville. Recently on Wednesday, he read lyrics in the courtroom. I've never seen a judge read rap lyrics. But let's finish. Boy Jay, let's go to you. Any final thoughts before we shift gears, or did you say what you needed to say?
No, just my final thoughts is after this situation that a 6-year-old can, run down and put high level at the teacher. It's time to arm teachers across America.
Okay, Dana.
I need that.
Go ahead, Dana.
Yeah, I want for Lord Roy J. So, are you suggesting that if this teacher was armed, that she should have shot the 6-year-old and possibly killed him?
Absolutely.
Because
that's why.
Come on, man. Come on, Florida Boy J.
Because the teachers.
Go ahead.
But the purpose of the teachers being allowed to have a firearm locked in a safe in the classroom, not in a holster,
right,
is for someone who's coming in an active shooter. So if a 6-year-old has a gun in his backpack like this one did, I don't think it's for the teacher to then turn and shoot this 6-year-old. So, I just that's a question I want to ask you. Do you think that the teacher would have been justified to shoot the 6-year-old?
The 6-year-old shot the teacher. So I personally feel like if the teacher had a firearm or the kids knew that the teacher was armed, the kid wouldn't even thought about bringing a gun into the classroom to shoot the teacher. Didn't shoot the lunch lady, didn't shoot the bus driver. You shot the teacher because the teacher is a sitting target, number one. And number two, if the teacher had the firearm, it's only to protect themselves like we have firearms on us on the outside. If the 6-year-old walked down on you right now and shot you, sent you to the hospital, would you wish you had a firearm on you?
Okay.
No, because you don't expect a 6-year-old to have a gun, and the probability of a 6-year-old to have a gun is basically 0.
I mean, you didn't expect to get shot today, right?
Guys, I want to jump in with one more just turn before I let both of you go, because I'm going to bring in other callers. One more turn. Let's say the 6-year-old liked the teacher. Maybe she wasn't annoying him. Maybe she wasn't harassing him. Maybe her breath smelled sweet. Maybe he came from a home of mammies. Women turned up on the bullshit, always streaming live. Sipping on, what is that, the tequila they drink now, Florida Boy Jay? Blowing Casamigos.
No.
He's at home. Mama's blowing the kush. The Casamigos. Mama don't give a fuck. He goes to school. He sees something but blue eyes and pearly white skin, and he can't help himself. I love her. And, we all show affection in really strange ways. Maybe in his mind, he couldn't tell fantasy from reality. Maybe he saw her on Grand Theft Auto. She was on the corner selling some booty, and don't they shoot the prostitutes in Grand Theft Auto, Florida Boy J?
Absolutely, you do. You pull up on them.
Yeah.
You talk to them. You get them in the car. You get your action, and the minute they come out, you stomp their face out and take all the money. Mom was probably drunk off the Migos, smoking that good Bubba Kush, like you said, playing Grand Theft Auto, grooving. And here we are. Here we are, start having a conversation on Saturday night.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Florida Boy J.
Hold on, Dana. Hold on. This is another scenario. Maybe he fell in love with the white teacher. And of course, at 6, you can't express yourself. You don't even have a vocabulary. You're not tall enough to really put your arm around her. So the next thing that goes across your mind is, God damn, if I can't have her, nobody can. Pow! Maybe it was just that simple. Danny, you wanted to say what?
No, I was just saying, Florida Boy, you said it was a crisis actor. Well, what do you call those actors? Now, he acted out of rage because he fell in love with her and he was rejected. So,
we're exploring. Dana, we're exploring different scenarios. We have no proof. Let me say again, we're just, speculating. Go ahead.
those are like two far extremes. Yeah,
Yes.
You're absolutely right. We don't know why. I want to know why. And honestly, being in love with your teacher and being rejected, and that's how you take it out, that is a possibility.
Yeah.
Because he is 6, that is a possibility. Just real quick before you move on to
Well, hang on. Before you shift gears, let's stay right there and flush this out. I got to go home to a loud-ass house, people blasting all sorts of goddamn hip-hop, and here I come to school, and this pretty thing is talking real soft, and she smells like heaven. I'm in a different world. Going back home could have been the mental torture. Maybe that's what triggered this. Having to go back home to the bullshit. Maybe that's what made him say maybe he meant, I don't get too crazy, but maybe he didn't even understand what shooting her really meant. How could he at 6?
True. Rejected at home, right. And then you find refuge in
mistreated.
She rejects
Hang
you.
on. Mistreated at home. And
mistreated.
Good word, Dana. And rejected. Maybe the teacher rejected him. Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
rejected by the teacher.
Which honestly, listen, okay, I still go back because I'm a mother, which still goes back to mental health. Protect the babies. He's still the victim here.
Can I come home with you, Miss Lewinsky? What's her name again, Little Boy J? What's her name?
Abby, I want to say it's not Warnock. I'm going back to look right now.
Well, man, you went to college. Why can't you pronounce her last name? Dana, what's that white woman's last name?
No, I just stepped away for like 2 seconds from the computer.
Can I come home with you, Miss Amy?
Abby Zellweger.
Abby. Can I come home with you, Miss Abby? No, Sharik, you can't. You have to go home to your family. The fuck? Pow! Jump in there, Dana. Saturday night, goddamn. Maybe he was tired of his black mama. Come on.
I could imagine that's. Let's just go there on that scenario.
Yeah.
Maybe he did like her. Maybe she chastised him in front of the class the day prior. You know what I'm saying? And he felt embarrassed. I gotta go home. I'm mistreated at home with a bunch of mammies. I come to school and I like this teacher's refuge, but she rejected me. Now she chastising me in front of everyone in the class. They're laughing at me. Yeah, I'm upset. I'm enraged.
I gotta go home to lace fronts. Your hair is naturally long and flowing. Please, can I come home with you? Please. I'm tired of eating chicken wings and pork fried rice. What do you say, Florida Boy J? Jump in there. Jump in there, goddamn.
I'm saying, and then this is just one crazy ass student that happened to shoot a teacher. You're expecting one teacher, especially in these elementary schools, who have to babysit your badass kid who came in with dirty shoes on, dirty clothes, you didn't bathe, they're coming in, you got 30 of these little nigglets running around here, and you got to make sure that all of them are mentally sane in the next 7 to 8 hours, and then if one of them turns kook and pulls a gun, the teacher remember this, the teacher has to be responsible for about 20 to 30 kids, especially in highly populated schools at a time, especially these elementary teachers with low-age children. You can't expect them to be the moral and mental compass for all of them. And if one of them, hey, Miss Abby, I like you. Yeah. Oh, that's cute. That's cute, little Jimmy. Go away. Little Jimmy goes away and turns off the gun.
Yeah.
What are we supposed to do?
Well, maybe that's why in the state of Florida, you could get convicted of a crime as young as the age of 7.
Yeah.
As you should.
Okay. Dana, I thank you for chiming in. What's popping on your channel, The Real Dana on YouTube, please?
Of course, me and Judge.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hang on a second, Dana. Pardon me. I need your opinion on the judge in the YSL Rico case. I'm sorry. I'm rushing. He read lyrics in the courtroom. You saw this, yes?
Yes.
Your thoughts?
I think that he is going against the First Amendment. Yes, because I think this is a First Amendment violation to even consider lyrics. That's going against freedom of speech and freedom of press.
Okay.
So you as a judge reading the lyrics in this case, that means you're using it as evidence, and it should not be taken in as evidence. So I think it's a violation of the First Amendment.
Well, it is permissible in the state of Georgia. This is not New York. It's permissible down here. Yeah.
Right. So it's it's a state issue, right? So again, that him reading when that judge read the lyrics, that lets for me, I'm saying the prosecutors, they don't have enough evidence, and they're just trying to pull from anywhere, any evidence from any type of evidence to try and convict Young Thug of YSL.
Okay. The whole YSL team. Okay. Dana, good to talk to you. Have a great evening. Thank you for chiming in.
All right. You too. Bye-bye.
Okay. Florida Boy J, I want your expertise. The judge reading the YSL lyrics. We see the video. It's going viral. Judge Ural, Glanville, and he was reading the song Slime Shit. He's reading it verbatim. Florida Boy J, please.
Thank you. And see, this is my issue with this whole trial, and this is why rappers don't want lyrics to be used in the courtroom. And if it is, there has to be some type of parameters. Like, if you're going to read the lyrics, you have to perform the song in a karaoke style. Because honestly, this song, the reason why I say this, follow me here. The way he read that out was like reading a text message. It was borderline like a note threat or a ransom note, the way he read it out. Monotone, no melody to it. It sounded a lot more worse and egregious. It was read as if it was an evidence of Young Thug sending that message to somebody he was going to kill or threatening to kill, when all actuality, if you heard that song, which is on Slime Language 3, Young Thug album in 2016, track 4, if you hear the song, he is singing the chorus. It is nothing like the way the judge read it. He is singing the chorus. And as you sing the chorus, you can't even catch half of the things he's saying the first couple times you hear it, because it's hard to understand.
Okay, I want to jump in. Thank you, Florida Boy J, but I myself am a person who lives in the Atlanta metro area. And this is, as I've said before, Georgia, especially Atlanta metro area, is booming, the industry, and we cannot have these degenerates taking over, influencing, and to some degree promoting, violence and nonsense. Now, I'm a capitalist, and capitalism has no moral base. But at the same time, I have to be extra cautious when I'm outdoors, when I'm riding around, when I'm going to different eateries, when I'm going to the different malls. I don't like that feeling. So something has to be done. Something is being done. Whether the judge was reading this in a manner that, the jury finds to be totally offensive or not, he did read it. So this case does continue. I think this is going to be a monumental case. Whether the information, the evidence is sufficient enough or not, it is a reality that we have to deal with for those of us who live in the Atlanta metro area. I'll let you finish up and promote your channel before you go as well, please.
Absolutely. Like I said, my main problem with this whole situation is that the fact that you're bringing up lyrics. Young Thug has a vast catalog. You're literally bringing up lyrics, and you're not giving the lyrics the proper context in which they were said. You're literally using them and trying to connect them to a theory of the crimes or circumstances trying to pin on him, instead of trying to use it as he went to the studio and this is the genre of rap music he makes.
Gotcha.
It's asinine. That's my bottom line on that. And to promote my channel, Perspectives and Facts Podcast, we drop episode 46 on Thursday.
Nice.
I drop at least 2 to 3 clips daily. Every day,
nice.
2 to 3 clips loaded up. I have 2 more loaded up in the morning tomorrow.
Okay.
2 more loaded up on Monday. We're going live, Star. I'll go ahead and send you the banner for Thursday's episode, or I'll probably just wait till Monday.
Okay.
So we'll have a full week of run.
Great.
Perspectives Facts Podcast. For the boy Jay, you guys have a beautiful night.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Take care. All right. Photo Boy Jay tapping in. Okay, we have ourselves a conversation, and thank you to On the Block with Jen, who chimed in as well. All right. Let me go to PayPal, folks. If you want to support the machine via PayPal, on the screen, the showrunner is my PayPal address. All donations are appreciated. Big Aki tapping in. Let's go, big nigga, with the Saturday show. Glad I checked my phone, but maybe the little nigga took shooting your shot the wrong way. LOL. TJ sends it a donation. I sent the penny to Rory's. Oh, okay. We're not talking about people's family members, but thank you. Hustle tapping in. God bless America for its guns. If the people didn't have their guns, they would be still in COVID lockdowns like the Chinese. We need more guns, okay? Gemstar tapping in. Star, you're doing too much. A 10-year-old shot his mother in the face in Milwaukee because she didn't buy him a video game. These little niggas are demons. Yeah, we spoke about that story briefly, Gemstar. I don't know the full details. I mean, shooting, an adult is the extreme. But again, we've heard nothing about what may have prompted the 6-year-old to shoot the teacher. I'm just speculating. I have no proof that she may have been touching him, kissing on him, but thank you for your donation. And as far as the 10-year-old who shot his mother, we did speak about that when he spoke to his aunt on the phone, and when he was in the juvenile detention center. He was more concerned with his tablet and laptop being okay, as opposed to being remorseful. Was his mother mentally tormenting him? What made him take it to that extreme? But thank you, Jim Star. Gorilla Zoe tapping in. Respect the shooter. Shit ain't sweet out here. Free little man. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's go to area code 410. Good evening, 410. We're talking about the 6-year-old who reported saying shot the teacher. 410.
You gotta help me, Star. Please. You gotta help me.
Yeah. Soon as you get to the topic, bitch boy, we can help you.
Please.
Stay there. Don't you go anywhere. Hold on. I'll help you, all right?
Yeah, I know. What's up? Help me.
Everybody sit tight. I got time. It's Saturday night, man. Hold on a second. Let me help you right now. Hold on. This is the Star Report. 0760. Sit tight. Eat. I'm feeding the troll babies. Okay, I'm helping you. Are you ready? Look in the live chat. Can you see it? Oh, he hung up. Don't call in for the smoke and then you hang up. Too noisy. I don't want to talk to anybody with that type of noise. Please do not do that. We're having a good conversation. 202, good evening. Do you see the topic on the screen, 202?
Yes, I do.
How are you, buddy? What's cracking? I know your number. Get to the topic before you start trolling. I know you.
Hello?
Yeah, you have the floor, sir. Topic first, then you control. I know who I'm talking to.
Hey, listen, my name is Greg Calloway. I'm calling from Washington, D.C.
How are you, Greg?
I'm 65. I'm 65 years old, and I think you guys are getting out in the weeds a little bit when you're talking about this stuff, and it really shouldn't just be just anybody at random talking about it. And anybody that's not living under a rock knows who Dr. Umar Johnson is.
Right.
Who's psychologist.
I want you to address the topic first, goofball, and then you can do all that extra stuff. It's on the screen. Are you ready, yes or no? Okay,
right?
well, focus on the top. Never mind Umar Johnson. This is not a black show. This is not a black show. Don't tell me about Umar Johnson. I don't give a goddamn about him. The topic. 6-year-old shot the teacher. Are you ready?
Okay. Well, the first thing I'm going to look at the racial element.
Come on.
Dealing with the whole thing, and I believe that these schools are nothing more than indoctrination centers.
Okay. Come on.
I believe I've been pushing homeschooling, get your kids out of these goddamn schools for years. I've been pushing it, especially our black kids. You know, these schools are nothing more than indoctrination centers. Man, I learned all those lies growing up. I'm 65 years old. I learned all them goddamn lies growing up when I was a kid.
Okay.
When I went to elementary school, George Washington can't tell a lie and all that bullshit.
Right. I need you to watch your language. You're doing good, but just slow it down with the language. This is not a black show. Express yourself without the profanity. And hang on a second. Since you're talking about vaccinations, yada, 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 are you up to speed in the UK? Excuse me. Are you up to speed since you mentioned vaccinations? In the UK, they're starting cancer vaccination trials, or you up to speed on that?
I didn't mention vaccination.
Sir, you spoke about vaccinations in schools. Okay, maybe I didn't hear you correctly. Go ahead.
I'm talking about the school to prison pipeline starts at 4 years old. And the schools are nothing more than indoctrination centers.
Okay, I thought you said vaccination. Go ahead. Pardon me. Go ahead.
I said indoctrination.
Oh, okay.
Not black.
Your dentures got in the way. I couldn't understand you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And I believe that this kid, he's 6 years old. The school to prison pipeline starts at 4 years old for black kids.
Okay.
So somehow this kid, he slipped through the cracks, and as far as the program is concerned, this kid is already his name is already on the list for special ed, ADHD.
Okay.
He's already on the list. As far as I'm concerned, this kid's already on the list because we know the school to prison pipeline starts at 4 years old.
Right.
In these indoctrination centers.
Okay. All right. Well, sir, I appreciate your call. You're repeating yourself now. I thank you for your call. Thank you. Okay, thank you. All right. It's Saturday night. I want everybody to speak. I'm in no rush. Had a great day with the exception of, oh, my God. Can I just go left for a second? Can I go left? I reposted a small clip on my IG page. You know my IG page, Troy Terrain, Troy with an I. I reposted a clip. I had to block somebody. I don't care if the person who I blocked is looking at me right now. Dude, what are you doing tagging like 15 tags under my goddamn post? I blocked him. And then somebody else who I've known since 1998 is tagging me with celebrities. What is wrong with some of you people? I've got nothing to hide. I just don't want to be tagged with every goddamn body. That's the only thing that kind of somewhat sort of threw my day off. Other than that, it was a good day. Tagging, Jesus. Hemplord, I got your donation. Thank you, sir. Walla D got your donation. If the kid is black, post-slavery syndrome. Yes. Yeah, I've been speaking about that. And do you remember the book, Walla D? Thank you for your donation. Okay. Gangs of Love got your donation. Okay, he's the 6-year-old listening to too much NBA Youngboy. NBA Youngboy actually has a, isn't it like a Stop the Violence campaign? He's getting older. He's getting older. Hey, Felicia, I got your donation. Thank you so much. Okay. I'm just speculating. Larry, I got your donation. Thank you, sir. Spirit, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping. Spirit, we're going to be talking this week. I got your email. I think you said Thursday, if I'm not mistaken, all right? I got your email. Thank you, Spirit, for tapping in. Is Rory tapping in? Uh-oh. There you are on a Saturday night.
Oh!
The white Denzel. Rory, good to hear from you, man. What's cracking?
It's cracking, Star. Saturday night. Yo, the topic is wild.
Yeah. Did you see, are you up to speed on the story?
Yeah, I'm up to speed on the story. I'm a little taken back by the last few callers or people that you had on and their take on it. It's wild because I put $200 cash app to anybody out there. I bet the kid is black that shot the white teacher. I bet the kid is black that shot the white teacher. I'll put 500 on it. Anybody want to take that bet? We'll do that.
Well, I've already said that, Roy. I've already said that's my theory. We don't have a name.
Right.
The teacher is Caucasian. Her picture is in the New York Post. So that's not so far-fetched that he may have been black. Go ahead.
No, stop. But the reason that his identity is being held is because he is black.
Okay.
That's the reason his identity is being held in the newspaper. If it was a white kid, it would be all out there. It would be all out there in a matter of minutes. In a matter of minutes, man. That's a fact. And everybody would be jumping on the white school shooter train. Everybody be jumping on that. That's a racial undertone too. White school shooter, right? Like before the white school shooters started happening, the last 10 years or 15 years? Before that, when I went to high school, but black dudes in Brooklyn and in the Bronx and in Queens, they were shooting the shit out of the school, but that wasn't called mass shootings.
All right, now hang on a second, Rory. I need you to watch the language. We're having a great discussion. Now hold on a second. Hold on a second. It's not a surprise. Many statistics, we can go through the FBI files and other research and reports that shows that most of your mass shooters are Caucasian, pardon me. So I don't know if the shooter was indeed black. I'm speculating. I have no proof, but it appears that it might be because there was a large black turnout at the school in Newport News, Virginia, where this happened. So let's get past the black-white thing for a second, just for a second. You're Irish, you're Caucasian. What do you think happened? Or did race play a part here, in your opinion? What do you think happened? Why did this kid, a 6-year-old, according to multiple reports, why did he shoot her?
The reason I'm not going to give it, I'm horrified that he was 6 years old. I don't care what color he is.
Okay.
But the reason I'm not going to give it a pass on race, is because if down in Virginia a white 6-year-old shot a black teacher, oh no, the media would be on site. It would say his parents were Trump supporters. They had their KKK and all of that. There's definitely a double standard. There's no way that there's not a double standard. I think race played a factor. The reason I think race played a factor is because I think that kid comes from a home, right, where black people are racist, where black people use the term cracker, where black people, where black people use the term honky, where black people adults openly talk racially, discriminatorily against all white people inside his home. So when he went to this school, one of the only white people he deals with is a person of authority, right? Because she's a school teacher. Not only is she teaching him, he's 6 years old, so she's also got to maintain some sort of control.
All right, now hang on a second. Rory, I want to jump in because we're having a good discussion. I appreciate your perspective, but at the same time, people of color, melanated, whatever, is the more proper term now, are not in, for the most part, positions of power with regards to the dominant society. So their language or their speaking about being oppressed is from a position of reality. Caucasians, when they speak about people who are not, in positions of power or authority, it's looking down their noses. So let's not act like, black people speaking about being oppressed is equivalent to white people saying the N-word. It's two totally different positions. Now, hang on a second. Hold on a second. Dylan Roof did what he did, and there was no reason for it other than hatred for black people. So let's not act like this 6-year-old kid who shot one teacher is equivalent to what Dylan Roof did to how many people again in that church?
I assume it was like 12 or 13. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it doesn't compare. But I respect your position, your opinion. Finish up. And I want to ask. I also want to ask you about the judge, if you saw that as well. But finish up on.
Yo, hold on, stop.
Come on.
You know what you're never gonna hear white people say? You know what you're never gonna hear white people say Dylan Roof had ADHD. You're never going to hear that. I heard that before on the other callers. You're never going to hear that from no white people came out and made excuses for Dylan Roof. No, everybody was horrified by that. That guy's a demon, a lost soul. Nobody claims him. He was, but
whether they claim him or not, Rory, whether they claim him or not, the authorities took him and bought him Burger King. They bought him Burger King.
Right.
So whether he has ADHD, whatever, that's beside the point. But let's get back to the 6-year-old. Finish up, please, and then I want to ask you about the judge and YSL Rico case, please.
I can't see any other reason that a 6-year-old would pull out a gat and blast the teacher in the goddamn chest unless he was taught hatred at the home. Just the same way white supremacists are taught hatred at the home, black supremacists are taught hatred at the home. That's my take on that situation.
Okay.
You know? Yeah.
Did you see the judge in the YSL Rico case reading the lyrics in the courtroom? No? On January the 4th?
I seen that. Yeah. I seen that.
Monumental
and I
case.
actually read one of the comments.
Monumental case. What are your thoughts?
I read one of the comments. Somebody knew about the judge and gave his background and said that the judge was an Army Brigadier General, a general in the U.S. Army, and also a judge for the for the armed forces, a judge for the Army, right? And then he became a judge in Atlanta.
Okay.
I respect that guy. I respect him. I don't care about that. You can't use the lyrics against somebody. Everybody knows if you're accused of murdering somebody and you spill your guts on record,
right,
like giving them a whole blueprint. In the 90s, they used to do subliminals. So you couldn't trace them to the, you know what I'm saying?
Totally different culture now. But listen, Rory, I got to take other calls, man. I appreciate you tapping in. Thank you for your support.
All right, Star.
Thank you, man. Okay, Rory, tapping in. We're having a good discussion tonight. I'm not a parent, so, I'm just speculating with regards to the 6-year-old. It's not a funny, laughing matter at all, but the teacher is in stable condition. Conflicting reports are saying she's 25, the New York Post, and other reports are saying she's in her 30s. Either way, Caucasian, blonde hair. I'm assuming the 6-year-old is black. I don't know for certain. I really don't know, okay? Guys on the screen, please make sure you check out my sponsors as we rotate the showrunner banners, okay? And if you are a sponsor, you should have a wrench in that live chat, okay? Any sponsor who does not, please reach out to us via email so we can find out what the issue is, okay? East City, NC. Did I say that right? East City, NC. The boy got caught watching the Star Report on his Obama phone. Hashtag lock the nigga up. He was taken into custody. I don't know if he was arrested or not. We've been, combing through the notes and the details about Virginia laws and so on and so forth, okay? Big Eye Key tapping in. UK cancer vaccine. I knew this one coming. They done switched from a pill for everything to a vaccine for everything. Next is a fat vaccine. Well, they've already got injections. I saw some story recently. I forget the name of it, but something that actors and actresses in Hollywood are injecting. So maybe that's similar to what you're talking about. Big Eye Keeper, thank you for your donation, okay? And then Big Eye Key says, and to get it in early, Randy, you soft, nigga. Okay, you 3 layers of sweetness up here sounding like the toughest dyke from Soswa. Thank you for your call, your donation, pardon me. Let's go to area code. Let's do 678. 678,
Hey,
good evening,
Star.
are you there? Hey, 678. 1 2.
Hey, Star, it's the Millionaire X. What's good, dog?
Hey, what's up, man? How are you?
Man, I'm excellent. First time on your show.
Okay.
Long time caller. Your boy from Queens. Grew up, raised up, listening to you on Hot 97.
Okay.
So I'm glad to be here today, man. Happy to see your success, brother.
Thank you, man. The topic,
man.
6-year-old who shot the teacher, according to multiple reports in Newport News, Virginia. Your thoughts, please.
Star, I want to say you and your callers, you guys have laid down some fabulous points. And we know, until we know the truth, that this thing has many layers. I myself, a dark-skinned Haitian kid,
Okay.
came in America at the age of 7, went to PS 120 in Queens,
Okay.
surrounded by beautiful white people, okay, and other groups as well. Of course, they were extremely kind. One of the first women I fell in love with, other than Madonna with blue eyes, was a blonde, long-haired white girl named Jessica.
A teacher?
And she would take up for me.
A teacher?
No, she was she was a student.
Okay.
But I remember she used to take up for me. But there was another blonde-eyed, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed teacher, my computer teacher. She was awesome, beautiful, nice. Kind of like the whole Jesus effect. And I think this is what might have taken place in that classroom. Either the Jesus effect went overboard, like you said, the coddling of the child, treating the child like they're the best thing in the world when they're not feeling that way. Right, Star? You got
Well, now, hang on a second. Are you a parent?
Right now.
Are you a parent?
No, I'm not a parent, but I have supervised many, many children.
Okay. Now, the reason why I ask you, hang on a second. The reason why I ask is because there's so many different games these days. I don't even know the names of these games, but there's different scenarios, cheat codes, and other things that some people say are impressionable on a young mind. Maybe this kid got something confused, something twisted. And so one of these scenarios that I laid out was, maybe he liked the teacher. Maybe in some twisted way, he thought shooting her was showing affection. I don't know. Go ahead.
No, well, you bring up a great point. One of the reasons white supremacy has been successful in its propaganda machine is that it can attack your mind from all angles. Dogs. I mean, this is a 6-year-old boy. He could have been in love. I was in love with my 5th grade white teacher. Okay. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I knew my lane because, my Haitian culture, that warrior spirit was wild within me. So I knew my lane. Like, you respect adults in certain, your mind doesn't even go there.
Okay.
But you're absolutely right. Between San Andreas and the foolery on Nickelodeon, mixed in with a couple of Netflix shows, the crazy parents, who knows what could have been going on in that kid's head? You understand what I'm saying? Leonardo DiCaprio, what's that movie he had with that whole Romeo and Juliet type movie? I forget the name of it.
I don't know.
But anyways, I want to say to that Irish guy, Cade Miller-Folche, it was interesting listening to that Irish guy, you see. One thing
His name is Rory. Rory, he just called in. Rory.
Yeah, Rory. I mean, shout out to Rory. Cade Miller-Folche. It means 1,000 welcome.
Sir, we don't do shout-outs. Just slow it down, finish up. We don't do shout-outs.
All right, beautiful, beautiful. I think it could have been the Jesus effect that went overboard, or I think it could have been that the kid had so many different emotional uprisings brewing up inside, and that the teacher went overboard or something like that, or he did not like what happened at home and he took it out on the teacher. Once the teacher exemplified the same things that were going on in his surroundings.
Gotcha. Thank you, man. We've said all that already. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. Just laying out scenarios. Again, I'm not a parent, so I don't know, but it's tragic. It's tragic. Teacher shot by a 6-year-old. And again, all of the reports are saying the teacher was shot by this 6-year-old. They're not saying allegedly. That's crazy. Hey guys, if anybody cares, in my community section, there's a link to Meek Mill out of Philly. Good guy, met him twice. In Ghana. And he's flowing. He's talking to the president of Ghana. I forget his name, and nor do I give a shit, but is there any African that wants to call in, or Lucania, somebody? I love the way the president of Ghana is sitting there looking at Meek, and he's just, he's got to be saying, this nigga's food. This nigga's food. Meek's trying to make a connection to Africa. He's talking about how he was raised and unfairly treated in America. He's trying to draw a connection to the motherland. And was he talking about doing something in Africa, building a school or a hospital or some old dumb shit? Oh, these niggas kill me. Yeah, I'm going to build something over in Zimbabwe or on the Serengeti. We're going to bring lights and water. The African is the most gangster Homo sapien on the fucking planet. Can I get an amen in the live chat? They're looking at him like he's food. They don't give a fuck about you, nigga, unless you spending some Skrilla. The African presidents within the continent will sit with any celebrity or entertainer from America if you spending some Skrilla. Can I get an amen? Yeah, they'll sit down with you. Nice to meet you, big nigga. Oh yeah, you're gonna, yeah, man, yeah, come on over here. I'm just, me speculating. Oh, and I saw Fat Joe. He went live recently on his Instagram page. Joe talking all the highfalutin Africa shit. Where was all these kings and queens when Fat Joe's ass went to the penitentiary for tax evasion? Where were they then? Oh, my God. Guys, on the screen, make sure you check out one of my sponsors, DanielleOfficer.com. All right? Charlotte, I got your donation. Thank you so much. She says, Happy New Year, Foster Silvers. Yeah, Charlotte, I used to tell people I was Foster Silver's cousin back in the 70s. I was on that bullshit early. Micah got your donation. Kids are on edge from living with black women. Ooh, we did somewhat sort of go into that area. There was another scenario I had in my head. Hold on a second. I'm drawing a blank here. He may have liked her. Maybe she was touching him. I'm forgetting something else. Mike, thank you for your donation. I'll see if I can come back to it. Who is this? Something about a new single. Get out of here. Who are you? Who the fuck are you? Blade, I got your donation. How did a 6-year-old get a gun? ? Charge the parents. Big Elvis, I see you, sir. Might you want to call in? Text me if you do, Big Elvis. The chef, Rosenberg. We're just laying out possible scenarios as to why this 6-year-old did shoot the teacher, according to multiple reports. Nobody's saying allegedly. Blade, thank you for your donation. Asa, got your donation. Rory's the gayest nigga on this show, crying like a bee. Okay, well, he can speak his piece, you know. Dennis, I got your donation. Thank you, sir. He says, I like your show. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your support, okay? And Heavy tapping in. No, Heavy, I'm doing this show and that's it, man. I'm not, doing anything after this show. I may do a couple hours. I feel like talking, I got some rest today. I had a pretty good day. The only thing, again, that really just threw me off was, again, I reposted a video on my Instagram page and like 2 people like crazy tags. I'm like, what the fuck? It was like, what do you call it? I had slight roid rage. I had to go drink some water and lay down. But other than that, I'm good. Frank White, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Okay. Let's go to area code 770. Good evening, 770. We're talking about the tragedy in Newport News, Virginia. You up to speed? 770.
Yo.
Yes, sir. Good evening. How are you?
What's going on, Star, man? It's Gucci Black, man.
How are you, sir?
It's so funny. One, the whole Newport News, and I want to talk about the YSL too, but I'm gonna go with the 6-year-old shooting.
Okay.
That whole Newport News area, those dudes is all thrown off. If you look at it, Lawrence Taylor, Plaxico, Allen Iverson, there's something going on over there.
Yeah.
But one thing I would say, I was listening to what Rory said and everything like that. You don't know what the relationship this kid had with the teacher. For a 6-year-old to muster up an idea to still had to be his parents or older siblings' gun, pack it in his bag, wait for the teacher to say something to him, take the gun out the bag, and literally shoot the teacher. This is something that this kid was mustering up. I don't know if it was a relationship, if the kid already had problems, the teacher was maybe reprimanded him, he already had problems or whatever. It's a deeper thing. I don't think race had anything to do with it. It was more so of just shooting authority.
Okay.
Somebody that he...
Can I jump in, sir, and ask, are you a parent? Are you a parent?
Yes, I am. Yes,
Okay,
I am.
okay.
I am a parent.
I'm looking to the parents to be more.
I've raised kids.
Hang on, sir. Hang on. I'm looking to the parents
Behavior problems.
to be
Go ahead.
more informative than me. I have no biological kids. I've never claimed them. I've raised a bunch. And I'm just speculating, and I want to go back. I don't know if you heard the show when we first started out, and you correct me if I'm wrong. You're a father. Children are a lot more honest than adults.
Exactly.
A child will tell you. A child will say, "Don't touch me. I don't like the way you smell. Your voice is too loud. I don't want to eat this food. I don't like it." I mean, they're honest, and it may not necessarily be said in the right tone as, when you get older, but they'll tell you if something is bothering them. I just speculated that this teacher, maybe there was a cultural barrier. Maybe she was new to the school. Maybe she was touching him, rubbing his head. Hold on. Rubbing his head, rubbing his chest into him. Hey. Every child will not let you touch them. Molestation is a very tragic thing. We know this. But some kids know at a very early age, if a stranger touches them, stranger danger. Hey, she may have been touching him, and he just said, "Hey, stop fucking touching me." Go ahead.
Exactly. And what people fail to realize, kids have personalities. Yeah. Like, you really they say that you get into your personality at age 7, 8. So this kid is reaching where his personality is like, he may had a real beef with this teacher. Because, again, it's not like he just found a gun and shot the teacher. This kid packed the gun. He was like, "Yo, listen, the next time this teacher says something to me, like you said, she touched me, she says anything to me, I'm a blaster." And again, these kids, they see stuff. We pretend like, we play the radio, we watch stuff around our kids, but they don't understand that. They understand that. They understand that, when you have a problem with somebody, you shoot them. When the police, when you don't comply with the police, what the police do? They shoot you, right? You used to say it in New York. I remember listening to you.
Comply or die. Comply or die.
Comply or die.
Yeah.
I tell my daughter that. Like, yo, you make a move, you don't listen, guess what? They're going to show you better than they could tell you.
Okay.
And he figured that the power is with the gun, and that's the problem with these young kids.
Okay.
The power is with the gun. Yeah. So he figured, guess what? You know what? I've watched my pops flex around with the gun, my older brother flex around with the gun.
Right.
I'm going to take the gun, I'm going to bring him to school.
Show this bitch. Tired of this bitch.
I'm going to let her know. Bow. Yeah. There you go. Comply. What? You don't want to? No, I'm not. No, I don't want to. I don't want to stop moving. I want to go to the bathroom.
Now, hang on a second. You said you're a parent. I don't know the games that the kids play today, other than Grand Theft Auto and stuff like that. Some of those games do have women being beaten, stabbed, shot, and you get points for killing them. Yes.
Yeah, you got games where like you smack hookers around. Like you have, basically, like with the Grand Theft, you can literally go to a strip club and you can push a stripper.
Right.
You can smack them. You can do anything to them.
And you get points for doing this. That's what I'm trying to.
And you get points for it. You get points for it.
Yeah.
But it's also with the movies. It's also with the rap lyrics and stuff like that. You could blurt it out, but it's just like, okay, you got power with the gun.
Right. Okay.
He didn't bring a knife. He could have bought a knife. He could have bought a hammer. He bought a gun.
Yeah.
And from what the police report said, he got into it with the teacher. He went in
an altercation.
Pulled out a gun.
An altercation. I don't believe that.
Altercation. How do you have an altercation with a 6-year-old? You're supposed to be in control of the classroom. But I digress.
Yeah.
How did the kid go run and get and you could tell she may not And we assuming she's a white teacher dealing with black.
So you can see her picture at NewYorkPost.com. She is Caucasian. Now hang on a second. I just want to ask you one more question. One more question. Hang on. Corporal punishment is not allowed in public schools in the U.S., correct? Or am I wrong?
No, correct.
Okay. Private schools, it depends, but this is a public school. And, again, I'm just speculating. You want to say something about the judge reading the lyrics to Slime Shit in the courtroom, yes?
Yeah. I mean, you know what? Listen, and I'm a hip-hop fan. I'm 45.
Okay.
I've seen it when they did it back in the day. I remember there was a guy that shot a trooper in Texas, and he was listening to Tupac, and they tried to have Tupac lyrics. Back then, I called it BS. But now, at the end of the day, come on, Star. These guys are rapping about their crimes.
Yes.
So
very different.
Let's go back.
Very different.
It's a big difference. So let's just say that when John Gotti was on trial, and he wrote a poem about killing Paul Castellano, they would definitely use that in the court of law. So it's not just the black rappers and freedom of speech. No.
Yeah.
You're talking about your ops. You're talking about spinning the block.
Who I smoke.
You're talking about literally
dumb shit.
Shooting people. What'd you say?
Dumb shit. They're talking about who I smoke.
Dumb shit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I live in Atlanta, too.
Oh,
I live
okay.
not too far from where the YSL is, Cleveland Avenue and everything like that. You talk about spinning the block and you talking about all this stuff in the community.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And what these guys are trying to do, like, basically, they're doing it for the street credit because they're like, oh, man, you know what? Thugger really living that shit, bro.
Now, hang on a second. Where are you from originally? I see your area code. Are you from Georgia?
I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from Flatbush, Brooklyn, bro.
Stay with me. How old are you?
Okay.
How old are you again?
I'm 45.
Okay. You've come down here, I'm assuming, to better your life, your family, and you said you have kids, yes?
Yeah, I have a daughter. I have a 16-year-old daughter.
Oh, 16. So, you're a taxpayer. You're not that same person from back in the days. You're not trying to see these niggas talking that extra goofy shit and then shooting up in the Cumberland Mall, out at the fucking North Point Mall. You're not trying to hear that, right? So it's
not trying to hear it.
Not trying to hear it. Hey, man, thank you for calling. I got to take more calls. Thank you.
No doubt, Star.
Yes,
man,
sir.
I love you, baby. Keep doing.
Streets got no love. Stop that. Streets got no love. Don't start that shit. Thank you for the call, though. Do I know this number? Area code 973. Good evening, 973.
At the time. I guess that's me. What's going on, sir?
Yes, sir. Can you hold on one second? Stay there. Hold on 1 second, sir. Hold on. I was looking for a different 973. 973, a bountiful soul. Yes, no, maybe?
Hey, sir. How are you?
Hey, Janet. Good to hear from you. What's cracking? We're talking about the shooting.
Yeah, that's what I'm calling about. I'm looking at the Daily Mail, right?
Okay.
And it says that last week that some kid, they don't know which kid it was, brought some gold bullets to the school.
Okay.
And the parents, they said the kid brought shiny bullets to the school and was thinking about bringing a gun.
Okay.
So they informed the school of this last week, but the school said, no, he was just talking about a Nerf gun. And they didn't put in any measurements at all, like metal detectors or anything like that.
Okay.
So maybe they had heads up, or maybe the little boy was being threatened. Who knows? I don't know the scenario. Only thing I know is the parents were stating, it was more than one, that they had a child that was bragging about, he bought the shiny bullets to school, golden shiny bullets, and he said he was thinking about bringing his gun.
Okay. Can I ask you to focus on what we are talking about, the 6-year-old in Newport News?
We're talking about the same school. Yeah, we're talking about the same school where the teacher got shot.
Gotcha.
This is what happened last week. A kid brought some bullets to school and stated that they was going to bring some maybe while thinking about bringing his gun, and they reported that to the authorities of the school. The authorities of the school investigated and said that they believe that the kid was talking about Nerf bullets.
Was that the same person or a different student? I'm not clear.
We don't know if it's the same
Okay.
child that brought the bullets to the school, but
Gotcha.
somebody did bring bullets to the school last week.
Okay.
And said that he would bring his gun. This is more than one witness stating this.
Okay.
So
Do you have a theory, Janice? I'm just, speculating here. All we have is that it's a 6-year-old boy. He was taken into custody. We got the teacher's name.
Right,
We know
right.
that she's Caucasian. Do you have a theory?
Yeah, I have a theory because this teacher, she graduated from college in 2020.
Okay.
So in 2020, most of the kids were doing school via. She graduated from college in 2020 from James Madison University. It seems like she grew up and she lives in Williamsburg, and she grew up around Shenandoah. So I have family down there, so I used to go down there a lot.
Okay.
So that's predominantly Caucasian. So I'm thinking like she's like, nothing's bad about it, but I'm thinking like she's trying to be liberal because I see in some of her posts that she made that she was talking about the disadvantages of African Americans and minorities in school. So I'm thinking, because some of her posts are listed here on heavy.com. So, and getting back to this other article in the Daily Mail, with the combination of the both, I'm thinking that the altercation was her trying to take the gun from the little boy, and because it was a single fire, it wasn't multiple fire, and nobody else got shot.
Yeah.
So I'm So I'm thinking, and she got shot in her abdomen. So I'm thinking that she was trying to take the gun away from the little boy.
So now hang on a second. I remember my other scenario that I was thinking that I didn't necessarily lay out yet. And you helped me through this because you are a mother of a, what age? I don't want to blurt your business out.
Well, my kids are grown now, Star.
Okay, but you raised kids, unlike myself. So you have more knowledge than me.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose this was just a badass black kid. I've tried to say he may have been touched. Maybe he liked the Caucasian teacher. Suppose this was just a badass black kid. The mother couldn't do nothing with him. At home, he's punking everybody out, because you get a lot of urban settings, people encourage that type of bullshit. Oh, he's grown.
Well,
and then you start to think, thinking you're grown. The next thing you know, you got somebody telling you what to do. Man, fuck that bitch. Let me get a gun and deal with that bitch. Suppose we're just hang on. It's just a theory.
Okay.
Suppose he was just a badass black kid, and his ass needs some straightening now. What do you think about that?
No, I don't think that's the case because, like you said, I had multiple children, and then that I had to, I traveled back from New York, New Jersey to Virginia, often dealing with the children. Okay, so I would leave work one day, drive down to Virginia, just to pick somebody up for school, and then turn back around and drive back up to New Jersey to do something else, or head to New York. It was, so it wasn't easy. So, and knowing my kids and their friends and things like that. Sometimes you get that. Sometimes you do get a bad kid, but most of them bad kids come from a toxic environment.
Okay.
They do. They come from a very toxic environment. Because one time, I heard all this like commotion outside my window, so I went and I looked out my window, and it was one of the stepfathers beating the hell out of one of Eli's friends, and I mean like he was beating him. I'm like, I don't know man stuff. But I know that's not right. So, so, hey, I had to go down there. And so me and him was about to get in it because I couldn't let him hit that child like that. And I know he would have whooped my ass, but, and then that little boy became like a drug dealer or whatever, but he would always speak to me in a really nice manner. And I would catch him up there in some places he don't need to be when I be driving. I'd be like, oh, you can't do this. So I went to talk to his mother, and his mother literally told me that she didn't care. She said she was tired of dealing with it. I said, no, you can't do that. That's your son. And then eventually he went down south. He's doing good. He has a skill. He has a certified skill. He's making good money.
Okay.
Law abiding, everything. So sometimes it's just the environment that makes a person the way they is.
Okay.
I don't think people are born bad. I think it's
Gotcha,
the toxicity
Okay.
and how they are raised.
Learned behavior. Yes. Okay. All right. Now Janet, hold
Some
on.
was there.
Okay. Hold on. Before you go, Janet, did you see? Hang on. Let me put this on the screen because we have not spoken about this yet. Did you see Mammy knock out her boyfriend in the bowling alley? This video is out there. It's on World Star. I didn't get a chance to put it in my community section. Pow! Drop this nigga, bleeding, and then she threw a strike. Cow! You didn't see that?
No, I didn't see that. No, I didn't see that. But I am going to send you these two articles regarding this information, so you can have, another outlook of it. I mean, it might not be the right outlook, but it'll be an optional one.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. So thank you for taking my call.
Thank you, Janet.
Bye-bye,
have a great night. Thank you so much. All right, Janet tapping in. Blade, I got your donation. Now they're gonna push for more gun control. We know that, but I'm just exploring what may have happened. Total speculation on my end. Hey, Tiffany, got your donation. Star, the shooter is white, or they would have said black. Okay. Do you have a link, Tiffany, or is that just your theory? I don't know. But thank you for your donation. Hey, Tara, Meek is definitely food. Yeah, Meek Mill over in Ghana. Sitting there trying to draw a connection to the African king. Folks, if you've never heard me say it, let me say it again. I think the original man, the African, is some type of alien. I don't know if he and or she, the mother of creation, is from another galaxy. I don't know. It's just a wild theory, thought, assumption. Something would have had to have been, in my opinion, so unique to survive the elements for thousands of years and the climate changes. A Caucasian couldn't have survived those types of changes. The African, huh? Cold-hearted. I'm rambling. Give me a second. Hey, Tara. Okay, thank you for your donation. Autumn Saints Entertainment, thank you for your donation. Are you on the line? 706. Sit tight, Autumn Saints Entertainment. Sit tight, okay? Coming to you next. St. Cat. Okay. What area are you calling code? Pardon me. What area code are you calling in from? The kid I'm assuming. What area code are you calling in from? What area code are you calling? 706. Good evening. Thank you for your support. Do you want to chime in on the topic? 706.
Yeah, hey, what's up, Star? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. How you doing?
What's up, man? Thank you for your call. Where do you want to start?
Yeah, so I'm calling from Buckhead, Atlanta, and when it comes to these young kids, see, I work with Boys and Girls Club and different here.
Okay.
Like the last woman who called said, a lot of it is about environment and the way that they're being raised. Okay. I think that a lot of these young black kids specifically are being exposed to things that they shouldn't be exposed to at a really early age, especially when it comes to music or media, entertainment, whatnot. The parents may be trying to grow them up too fast, and I think Rory hit the nail on the head as well when it comes to just like the way that they're raising the kid to have that certain hatred toward a certain people. So I think these kids, they're just getting badder and badder. I cover stories like this all the time on my channel where just in Chicago, there was a 9-year-old boy who apparently deleted himself, and the family, his name was Jarvis, and his name was Jarvis. He died on New Year's, and the family basically took the weapon, and they're not cooperating with police so that they can figure out exactly what happened. But the speculation is that he did it to himself, is what people are saying. But I think personally that they're trying to protect somebody. But anyways, my point is that there's a lot of neglect, kids getting their hands on firearms at a super young age, playing with it, pointing it in the mirror, doing the little things that the rappers be doing because they see that on the music videos and whatnot. So they try and emulate that. And maybe the kid was showing off his gun to his friend, and then the teacher caught him, tried to take it. Yeah. And then like the last caller said, just boom.
Yeah. Now, hang on a second. Again, I'm just speculating. And we also have to consider that, propaganda is at a very high point right now in our society, and technology allows us to feed into. Yeah. Technology allows us to feed into fake news. The major news agencies are just as trash as some of the blogs because they're just trying to get the story out fast. They don't even care about fact checking.
Right.
So we have a clusterfuck of sorts. It's kind of loud in the background, but it's very loud in the background. Can you hear me?
Yeah, my bad.
Okay. So we have a clusterfuck of sorts. Now, I just want to say this, and you say this is what you cover on your platform. And please know I don't share content. Some people think because they talk to me, they're going to take my video. I don't share content. I have to say that, all right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, we'll let you know that. What about the possibility that maybe kids aren't getting bad or worse? Maybe technology, which, amplifies and, promotes the bullshit. Maybe technology is just allowing people to do too much. Earlier, I spoke about people that I've known for fucking 20 some odd years tagging me. People who I thought were like, real niggas back in the days. Now they're acting like goofballs, tagging me.
Yeah.
What about technology being the real culprit here? And maybe the kids are just kids and they were always bad and we're just all, we're all confused. What do you think?
That could be a possibility where he's on his phone, on a tablet, whatnot. A lot of these kids are glued to the tablet, so they're seeing things that they may not, be supposed to be exposed to at their age, and the parents they don't really care as long as they not up they behind after they get off of work, so they're not really worried about what their child is
if they work at all. If they work.
Yeah, if they work at all, exactly. So I think it's a combination of all those things, but ultimately, man, this kid should have never been able to get his hands on a firearm. A lot of people are not putting their guns up in safe. They're not taking type of safety precautions. So it's just hell out here.
Okay. Hey man, I have to take other calls. I appreciate your support. Have a great evening. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, hold on. I wanted to talk about the Young Thug thing real quick too.
I'm gonna shift gears. Nobody gives a goddamn. I'm gonna focus on Mammy knocking out her boyfriend at the bowling alley. Did you see that?
All right. Oh yeah, I did hear about that, man. That shit is crazy.
You saw it? Did you see the video?
No, I didn't see the video. I heard about it.
Watch that video. Mammy caught a body. All right.
Yeah, I'll check it out. But yeah, you have a good show, man.
You too, man. Thank you, sir. Okay. Yeah, Mammy knocked out her boyfriend at the bowling alley. I didn't get a chance to post that video in my community section, but it's on World Star and a bunch of other sites. I don't know who raised that nigga, but he's got his head cocked to the side like, bitch, I wish you would. And Mammy looked like she was seasoned, with the brawling. She mushed him, pushed him, and as he was coming back, she caught him. Pow! Caught him lovely. Now, I don't know whether his head hit something as he was going down or whether she just, put the paws on him, rocked his shit. He's out. This nigga's slumped. And then she throws a strike. She continues bowling. Holy shit. Carl, I got your donation. What area code are you calling from? Carl, I got your donation. Someone else sent it a donation, and I just spoke to 706. Okay. Is it Emily or Emil? Got your donation, thank you. And I'm going to see that again. Area code 424.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
What's up, Star?
Yes, sir, how are you? What's cracking? What's shaking?
Hey, all right. I wanted to tap in on this because it really hit home.
Okay.
I actually brought a gun to school at 8 years old. And I'm from Compton. And basically, man, it was a lot of violence in the home, man. I saw that. So I
Hang on a second, sir. You said you sent a donation from where? I'm looking through all my donations. I don't see your email address.
It's under Cacketeer. It's a cash app under Cacketeer.
Okay. Go ahead.
KHAC.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, man. So what I'm saying is, I think it does have to be a lot going on in the home because I was seeing all this violence, pops on crack, whooping on moms, and when I had a problem at school, it was a very small issue. It was a couple of reasons why I decided to take my dad's gun.
Okay.
One, a kid did more push-ups than me, and he took my girlfriend. That was the first thing. Okay. And I was only 8, man. This is 4th grade. And then another thing, a little girl was bullying my sister. So I made up my mind at 8 years old, even though the gun didn't have bullets, I didn't have an understanding of a gun. I just knew we had one in that house.
Okay.
Man, I packed that thing up and took it to school, man. And I had every intention on shooting somebody. Now, thankfully, I got caught. Thankfully, it wasn't loaded. But what I'm saying is, when you're a part of a culture or a family structure that's real violent, man, that's not far-fetched. In Compton, we was always trying to get to a pistol. We was always trying to get to a knife. That's how it was growing up right there.
I want to jump in, sir, and somewhat sort of disagree with you. I grew up in the beautiful suburbs of New Jersey. Built-in swimming pool, fly shit, wall-to-wall carpet. I had my own bedroom in the 70s. Dirt bikes, mini bikes, all sorts of shit. Beautiful park named Farley Park around the corner, up the block. I don't believe the environment had anything to do with, grabbing a gun. I was playing basketball. People have heard me say this story before. I'm playing basketball in the court. I still can't play basketball. Some guy rejected my shot. I didn't like it. I went home and got my father's gun, came back and cleared the fucking court. Now, I didn't shoot the gun, but I pulled it out. I was pissed that this big, tall kid blocked my shot. So the environment, I don't believe just because, you grew up poor, 5 niggas in the bed, pissing on each other, somebody taking your sneakers, that whole story you guys tell. I don't believe it's the environment. I think sometimes kids are just kids and they don't necessarily understand the ramifications of pulling out a gun, pow, and shooting somebody. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. Well, hey, that's your perspective. All I'm saying is, growing up right there, listening to MC8, seeing Eazy-E pushing through my neighborhood, seeing nothing but gang banging.
Right.
I'm talking about gang banging, though.
Right.
That was first nature. So if you saying it don't have nothing to do with that, that's cool. I respect that. But I'm telling you, gang banging in Compton.
Okay.
That was a mandatory thing, man. When I was coming up back in 1983, I lived there from '86 all the way up until I was in my 30s. I kept falling off, catching cases, having to go back home, all that before I moved out. It was our culture to get that pistol if somebody made you mad. That's how we got out.
Right. Okay.
So I'm not saying y'all not doing that in the suburbs. All I'm saying is I did that, and I would have laid them down. I just didn't have no bullets. I was too young, didn't understand what I was really doing with it. All I knew is the homies shot people. By then, my brother had already got shot and killed. I had already known about multiple people in my neighborhood getting shot and killed. So all we knew is you got to go kill somebody if they get out of line. That's just how
you might be right, because I had a fully loaded gun, and I wasn't really trying to shoot nobody unless I had to. Yeah, I just wanted to let these fuck niggas know you rejected my shot. I don't like the fact that you were laughing, and you're from Plainfield. You don't even fucking belong here. So I made them get the fuck up.
But how old were you?
I don't know, man. Maybe 14. Maybe. Yeah.
See, by then, we already catching bodies in Compton. I'm talking about 8 years old.
Yeah. No, I wasn't trying to go to the penitentiary. I saw a television show called Scared Straight. I forget what year. Maybe I was 15. I don't know. I saw a Scared Straight, and I said, that ain't what I want. But I did get that gun. I said, you niggas got to go back across Terrell Road where the fuck you come from. But go ahead and finish up. Go ahead.
Listen, I can't speak on the suburbs.
Right.
And all I was trying to do is point out the contrast based on what you said.
Gotcha.
At 8 years old, for me to feel like I was obligated to handle that business. This wasn't to scare nobody. This was the big homies. I ain't gonna name none of the names, but this was the G homie. When you walk through that park,
don't start snitching. Please don't do that. Don't start snitching.
You know I want to snitch because I hate them now, because they they ruined my life. You feel me? but all I'm saying is, at 8 years old, man, I did that. And I didn't even get a whooping. My mom came up to that school, man. When she walked up in there, she just broke down crying. Here the teacher come with this pistol in her hand, and all my mom could do was make an excuse. Oh, well, me and the daddy getting divorced. His daddy on drugs. The reality was I was a little demon by then. I saw so much.
Did you apologize to your mother? Did you apologize?
Huh?
You apologize to your mother?
Did I apologize to my mom?
Yeah, you said she stood up for you. Did you?
No, I didn't apologize to her, man. She was the main part of the problem.
Oh,
her and my father with all that violence and all that abuse going on.
Gotcha.
Man, I was getting beat half to death.
She was the problem. My bad.
I was getting hit with.
She was the problem.
Getting hit with glass bottles, metal curtain rods. That was regular discipline.
Gotcha.
Moms would take the curtain rods down and go to work on it.
Oh,
you understand me? I ain't apologizing still to this day for nothing.
Salute. Hey, man, before you go, did you see Mammy? I don't know where this happened, at the bowling alley. It looked like she punched her boyfriend. The caption says her boyfriend. Did you see it? Knocked him out? See that video?
No, I didn't see that, man. I didn't see that, but it don't surprise me. These mammies is out here getting bigger and bigger, and the dudes is getting scrawnier and scrawnier.
Right. But he looked a little frail, and she looked like she wanted all this smoke. But hey, man, I appreciate your donation. Thank you. Have a great evening. Thank you.
Salute.
Okay. Anybody know where that happened, Mammy? Clocking that nigga? Thank you, Janet. I got your other email. A grandmother of one of the students told Daily Mail that a student brought shiny gold bullets to school last week, but it's unclear if it's the same child. Yeah, I don't know if it's the same. I don't want to confuse the story, but thank you, Janet. Thank you, Dana. Dana sent me the Virginia gun laws. Yeah, I know that West Virginia is a lot more lenient than Virginia as a whole, but thank you. Hey, Doris, she said, Mammy hit him with the bowling ball. Did she? I thought it was a punch. I could be wrong. Thank you, Doris. You know, kids, I'm so old. I hear stories about single mothers and how some people were raised in bad environments, but at the same time, I remember music praising the black mother. And am I wrong? Sadie, don't you know we love you, sweet Sadie? Right? What was the other song? I always love my mama. So when did it start going bad? That was during the days of welfare, you know? When did it start going down the hill? And you guys, not me, you guys dog single black mothers. Now, I give Mammy that smoke, but I don't necessarily, dog her for trying to raise her child. That I don't do. I sat here one time and spoke about Julia Child and the show, what was that show? No, the show was Julia, Diane Carroll. And I said, what a beautiful television show. What was that, 1968? Hold on a second. You guys told me, old nigga, fuck out of here with that shit. I said, I'll never mention that show again. Diane Carroll, Julia. 1968 to 1971. She was a nurse. Hold on a second. People told me if you don't get the fuck out of here with that goofy shit, you told me, well, I'm not going to repeat what you said, most of you, dogging black women. I put it in your live chat. Click on that link. Julia. I know she's dead now. Oh, she was fine as a motherfucker. Hold on a second, Diane Carroll. Yeah, she died in 2019. Her and Teresa Graves and Julia Pace. Well, I couldn't wait to get some black pussy when I moved to New York to look like them. Pardon me, that was vulgar. Pardon me. Low Prestige. Star, rewatch the video. Mammy knocked that nigga out with the bowling ball. Okay, I'll go watch it again. He also says that 6-year-old is the new Brenda Spencer. Okay. Big Eye Key coming with the smoke. Hold on a second. Hold on. Big Eye Key says, did this Zopound coon just mention white supremacy after he spent enough time sounding like Americans? Next top Sambo, shaking my head. Big Eye Key also says, F them ashy knuckle spear chuckers. Them niggas ain't gangsters. Just ask the Arabs who were selling their black asses like used iPhone parts. Shit. He then says, and they can't keep Wakanda, and they can keep that Wakanda back to Mumbai, Africa bullshit. We FBA over here, Tribe of Judah to be exact, F them ancestor sellers. Shit. Two more from Big Eye Key. Hold on a second. He spends Skrill. He says, to be honest, that little blonde-haired cave beast probably was talking greasy to the 6-year-old. He came to class like, I'm a blast that Mayo Pax. Pardon me. I'm a blast the Mayo Pax out this bitch. And the last donation, he says, oh yeah, and what's up with you niggas getting manhandled by your bitches? You better take notes from Star's old friend Flock. Star's old friend Flocko. His bitch would never, LOL. Hey, Big Eye Key, thank you for your donation, but I'm not proud of that. That was a low point in my life. That was a low point. For those who don't know, one of my old high school associates, class of 82, I went to George Washington High School one of my high schools I went to. I went to Andrew Jackson in Queens and George Washington uptown Manhattan. And I went to Flacco's mother's apartment, which is where he lived, and his girlfriend to sniff some coke. We go in the apartment, and he just starts pounding on his girlfriend about something that had, I don't know what the fuck, he's giving her Tyson blows, haymakers, and mollywops. And he just looks at me and says, go in the living room and you can, you can take a couple of one-on-ones. And I said, oh, okay. I go in the living room. She's screaming for dear mercy. I hate to even tell the story again. I then go into the kitchen because I wanted some water to go with my Salem Light. I was smoking Salem Lights. I go in the kitchen. He's beating on her. I look at him, and he pulls out a knife like as if I'm coming in there to fucking stop him. And I just said, no. I just want some water. He said, oh, in the refrigerator. Puts the knife back, continues beating on her. Boom, boom, boom. I just go get a glass of water and go back in the living room and continue sniffing blow. That was a low point. Julian got your donation. She hit him with the bowling ball. Oh, okay. I got to go back and watch. I thought it was just a fucking punch. I thought it was just a punch. I stand corrected. O'Keys says, ran home and got Pop's gun. That's equivalent. Hold on a second. That's equivalent to taking your ball and going home. I don't know. I just didn't like basketball. I grew up playing hockey, ice hockey, and I still can't really dribble and all that, all that handling shit, all that Allen Iverson fly nigga shit. And the guy who blocked my shot was from across Terrell Road, from Plainfield, New Jersey. I didn't fucking like him. So it was more so I just didn't like him and his little coon fucking friends laughing. You're in my park. Oh, it's funny. Okay. I jumped on my moped. Come back. I was about to rip a shot, but they ran. Let's go to area code 951. 951, good evening. We're talking about the 6-year-old who shot the teacher in Newport News. Are you up to speed? Area code 951. Yes, no, maybe. 951. Hello. Yes, sir. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello,
good evening.
hello.
Good evening.
Well, this is Amal.
How can we help you,
it's hard
sir?
to tell if I'm on. I'm actually one of your sponsors.
Thank you. Which
I
one?
got the T-Mobile, so I could. The Come Outside movie.
Hey, what's up, man? Good to hear from you. Hold on a second. Let me get your information ready so we can do some promoting. Now, you're in the community section, yes?
Yes.
Okay. We have to get you in the showrunner, unless you just want me to put the link to the film. How do you want to do this? I want to make sure I give you maximum exposure. What should be in that showrunner?
I don't know. Amy usually do a pretty good job. I mean, I see what y'all got up. Got a few people hitting me up from the show.
Nice,
so,
nice.
I appreciate that.
Okay. So okay. The new film is Come Outside, and I'm going to put the link in the live chat as you're talking. Do you want to start with promoting your film, or do you want to join on the topics? Where do you want to go first?
Yeah, you can talk about the film first.
Please.
I'm an indie filmmaker.
Nice. Do you have a wrench for that live chat?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, what's your first name? Hold on a second. Let's take care of this right now. I got time. What's your first name?
Sheldon.
Sheldon, that's right.
Sheldon.
And you do have a YouTube channel, yes?
Yes. I got two. One is Woodson World, and the other one is Entrepreneur.
Okay. Tell us about the film, and whilst you're talking, I'm going to give you a wrench so that you can be in that live chat promoting. Please, tell us about the film. It's called Come Outside.
Yes, Come Outside. It's about, well, let's see. I'll go over the synopsis.
Please.
An astrological event changes the vibration of the sun.
Okay.
This affects people and all living things on the planet, for better or for worse. And what this is, like, the theory comes from the when you think about like Adam and Eve. If Eve wouldn't have bit the apple, how would we be as people on the planet?
Okay.
And so it kind of takes that. It comes from that and says, if the sun was to change some kind of way, and people who go out in it will be, in essence, back to the Adam and Eve theory instead of people of choice.
Mm-hmm. This is a sci-fi film for those who don't know what you're talking about, yes?
Yes, it's slash sci-fi horror. It's mostly in the horror category.
Okay.
Via the film festivals.
Okay. And when was the release date? And it's available. I have the link. I just put it in the live chat as well. When did this become available?
It became available probably like maybe 2 or 3 months ago. It ran the film festival circuit. Multiple awards at film festivals. And then
nice.
I sent it off for distribution, and we got picked up by Amazon Prime Video.
Okay.
Tubi TV, a couple of new channels, Revel, a streaming channel.
Nice.
Momentu, Neptune Video, and another one I just, Eximo.
Okay. Sheldon, when we finish talking, or if you can do it now, check your YouTube email. I just sent you an invite so that you can have a wrench in that live chat. You should be good to go now. I'm on your page, so you can post that link during the live chat and also throughout the comments. All right.
Okay. Appreciate that.
So, all right. So with the film, what is it you're trying to achieve? Is there going to be a sequel, or is this just one of a few projects that you've put out? What's next, and where is this project going?
Well, this one is more of a beginning. Well, I first started off with, I did 3 shorts.
Okay.
One of the shorts was called Taking Over, which I put into the film festivals. It did fairly moderate.
Okay.
Then I put Come Outside out there, and Come Outside did so good that, a bunch of people, especially the film festivals and people that saw it, they always say, well, what's next? Well, what's next? And so one of the partners I was working with said, we should hit a feature, while the fire's hot. So I ended up making the feature. And once I put that in the film festivals, it hit it kind of hard. And it just kept winning and winning and winning at the film festivals. But from there, it's more so about showing my talent, showing my skills as a writer and as an artist, and people that I work with to mostly get people out there to show their talent. You never know, get somebody on the Hollywood level.
Has anybody compared your film to Jordan Peele's film Us that came out in 2019?
No, it's actually compared to Bird Box in a sense. The movie that was on Netflix.
Is that the one with Sandra Bullock?
Yes.
Right. That was
it's more so compared to that than
it was a good film. It's a good film. Yeah.
Than Jordan Peele's movies. But I would say the writing is more so. My writing is more so like M. Night Shyamalan and Jordan Peele. It's like a mix between those two genres.
Yeah. He had a film that I really liked. I forget the name of it. With it was some people that were living inside of a place, and I forget. They didn't even realize they were living in a closed environment, and it was like walls around them. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah. I know. Yeah, that movie wasn't that great.
Yeah, I liked it.
A lot of his other movies, like the beginning ones, like Sign, The one I see dead people. That guy.
Right. Yeah, M. Night Shyamalan. Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
hey,
I like a lot of his stuff. Just mostly the writing and the mystery part of it, because it's a little bit easier to write and kind of put out there, because it don't cost a lot of money. And then I am working with right now novice actors, and even myself, I'm somewhat of a novice.
Okay.
This is my first film, and I've learned most of it off of doing some online classes.
I think the M. Night Shyamalan film I was talking about was called The Village. Is that it? The Village?
Yep. That is the name of it.
I like that film. But hey, man, I appreciate you being a sponsor. Let's you and I communicate, if not tonight, tomorrow via email. I want to get you in the showrunner, but check your YouTube channel. You should have a wrench in that live chat. Send me an email, let me know, so that you can, again, promote your film. And let's get you back on the line next week and do a little more promoting, okay?
Okay, I appreciate that.
Good to talk to you, man.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Sheldon. Take care.
All right, bye-bye.
All right. What are my sponsors tapping in? All right. You guys feel like doing an extended show? If so, let me take a break. A 6-year-old shot a teacher. Was he just a badass black kid, or was he being violated by the white teacher? She's Caucasian. We're just assuming he's black. We have no confirmations, no proof. Newport News. We've laid out some possible theories. They're all theories. Again, I know nothing about the teacher aside from what we've been able to exchange. Okay. And let me just also promote Pay for Play. It's Dungeons and Dragons. That's a book by Shakira Ruiz. Okay. Shakira, we've got to get you back on the line. I'm almost done with your book. Let's shoot for maybe Tuesday or Wednesday if your schedule permits, okay? Guys, give me a second. I want to go get something to drink. Let me put the sponsor on the screen, and I shall return. All right, back in the building. Got some grapes. Who just sent me a text? Guys, where did the where did Mammy knock out her boyfriend in the bowling alley? Where did that happen? I don't have the information on that. How slow were his reflexes if she hit him with the bowling ball? I didn't see a bowling ball. How slow could his reflexes have been? Thank you, Deeds. Damn Funk got you donation. Thank you for tapping in. You have a question? Okay, Damn Funk. All right. What is Damn Funk? Is that a channel? Are you into funk music from the past? Thank you for your support. Okay, you're appreciated. Slave, Rush, Leon Silvers III. Leon was he was a great bass player. I'm sure he still plays, but as you know, I'm sure he did a lot of stuff on Solar Records. One of his favorite tracks was one of my favorite tracks that he played on and produced, because he played a Rickenbacker bass guitar. Was it a Rickenbacker 4001 with a rosewood neck? What was that? The band Dynasty. Here I Am. I think that was 1981 or 82. You sent it a nice donation. Let me Google this. I'm ready, baby. Here I am. Dynasty. Here. 1981, Dynasty, Here I Am. Great bass line. Did he play on some of the Shalimar tracks, Damn Funk? K Media, Dispatching LLC, thank you for your donation. Comment on topic, okay? And the real Dana sent me another email. Hold on a second. Okay, hang on. Okay, hang on a second. Doris sends me. I got to watch this. Hold on a second. Hold on. Okay, here's Mammy with the bowling ball. Hold on. Oh, she did hit him with the bowling ball. Oh, shit. Thank you, Doris. What a strong Mammy. Look at that, baby. And then threw a strike. Is she wearing a Gucci hat? Damn, stepped over the nigga. And who's the other nigga sitting there tying his sneaker? Niggas ain't shit. That's supposed to be a friend of his? Hold on a second. What the? I gotta watch this again, guys. Give me a second. I'm watching Rap House TV Uncut. I can't play the audio, but look at Mammy. She's got the love handles sticking out. Probably got some fire pussy, because this nigga, he let her talk with the bowling ball in. She's barking on him. Motherfucker. Pussy ass nigga. Pushed him with the left hand and then caught him with the bowling ball. Boom. Damn. So he didn't follow on nothing. She just caught him with the bowling ball. Orange bowling ball. Ponytail hanging out the goddamn, look like some type of, is that a Gucci hat? Doris, what type of hat is that she was wearing? His friends ain't shit. The nigga's just standing there watching him. Nobody helped him up. Nobody helped that nigga. Good God Almighty. Area code 623. Good evening, late night. Are you there? 623. We're talking about Mammy right now, catching a nigga in the head with a bowling ball. Yes, no, maybe 623. Gotta go. Are you doing too much? Are you the young lady from Brooklyn? From Brooklyn? She's always trolling. I don't mind it. Just get to the topic, goofy bitch. 337. Good evening, 337. 012.
What's going on, OG? How you doing tonight?
Hey, man, Mammy knocked her boyfriend out with a bowling ball. That's what's going on, my nigga.
Yeah, I mean, that's becoming the norm these days in the 21st century. You know, I'm from the South, so I don't know what type of man.
Well, sir, did you see the video, or you just talking to be talking? Did you see the video?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. I really called to talk about the 6-year-old,
Okay.
you know, in the shooting. I'm the one that sent you the donation from K Media Dispatch.
Okay, thank you, man. Salute to you, sir. Go ahead and take your time. You have the floor. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, the 6-year-old, the shooting, you know, man, it raised a lot of red flags in this situation. So I'm gonna put the bulk of the responsibility on the parents because it shows a couple of things. First things it shows is a level of irresponsibility.
Okay.
Then it shows a lack of supervision,
Okay.
and then it shows a lack of teaching and discipline. First of all, you know, who would leave a gun in reach for a 6-year-old to even get a hold to? And if you do have a firearm in the house, as an adult, you ought to know that should be in an area or place where a 6-year-old could not even attempt to even get to it. You know, rather alone it being in the sight of a 6-year-old, right? And then the second.
Can I chime in, sir, and say what you're saying sounds rational, but we are Homo sapiens, and we do everything but the right thing for the most part. So somebody left a gun around, or maybe he knew where they stashed the key. Maybe he saw them place the keys somewhere. He went and got the key, went and got the gun out, and he went to school and did what he did. Now, are you not putting any responsibility on the 6-year-old? I'm just asking.
No, I am a little bit, but you have to understand we're dealing with a child, right? So children are prone to do what they see. So for a 6-year-old to go to school and think that it's okay to bring a gun and shoot the teacher, then evidently he's in a household and he's in an environment that, number one, either glorify it or allow him to look at those type of things, right there on TV, the internet, or listen to it through music or some form of fashion. And those, you know, that message of being able to, you know, do that when you feel somebody rub you the wrong way, you understand what I'm saying? You know, it shows that as adults and as parents, whoever is supervising this child, evidently is clearly something is wrong, because I have kids. I have daughters.
Okay.
I was a daddy at 16. And even when I was in the streets or did what I did, I never brought it in front of my daughters. I kept it away from the house. Right?
Well, hang on, sir. Stay with me. You sent in a nice donation. I want us to walk through this slowly.
Okay.
What about the white devil bitch? What about the white devil bitch? She's in there teaching the black babies. She herself thinks she's something holier than thou. She's got to help these little black kids because, you know, more than likely they come from bad homes. Here I am with my beautiful white skin, these baby blues, and this flowing blonde hair. You think that she could have mentally tormented that little 6-year-old. Maybe she was, you know, maybe she put the mojo on him for a month or two and he finally couldn't take it no more. The greatest power is influence. Maybe she started twisting his mind. Maybe he was headed to be heterosexual and she wanted him to paint his nails and be gender fluid. What do you think?
I mean, you know, maybe so. I mean, so the white devil bitch, I mean, so if she was doing something out of pocket, with the 6-year-old, that's kind of, I don't want to eat my words, but still, Star, what would trigger a 6-year-old to go get a gun and shoot the teacher, right? And
a beautiful white devil bitch. Beautiful white devil bitch.
I mean, I feel that, but
sir, I'm gonna say this now. Mammy's not always to blame. Mammy's not. Now, I give Mammy hell. Yes, I certainly do. But the first time I got my shit really rocked was by a white girl hit me in the back of the head with a fucking aluminum baseball bat. Scotch Plains Fanwood football field. I had my moped. And I finger popped her friend, and she hit me with the bat. Didn't even see it coming. Pow! I dropped the moped and hauled ass. And at first I was scrambling. Remember Hell Rel out there in fucking Long Island when he was trying to get the fuck out of Dodge? You ever see that video?
No, I didn't. Honestly, I didn't.
I was on that Hell Rel shit. She hit me with the bat. Pow! So scrambling like O.J. Simpson, left the fucking moped, and she started beating the moped. Hey, them white girls is dangerous. Now, I'm guessing she may have been tormenting that little black boy. You putting it all on the black boy and the black family? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, absolutely not. What I'm doing is it's showing that evidently the adult supervision around this child is not teaching him how to handle situations under pressure or how to handle situations where somebody violate him. It all goes back to teaching. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? So if this 6-year-old is being taught in the home about how to tell whenever someone violates him or invades his space or do anything to him inappropriate, you're supposed to teach them how to be able to, react to let somebody know that they're being violated. Mm-hmm. So evidently, whatever she did, triggered him, no doubt about that. You understand what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that for that 6-year-old to think that whatever she was doing to him was all right for him to go home, get a gun, and shoot her, I mean, come on, man. Like, where's our moral compass? That is 100% wrong. You understand what I'm saying? Tell your mama.
Hang on, sir. If I can respond. Again, you sent in a nice donation. I want to take the time here now.
All right.
He's 6, sir, not 12. He doesn't even know how to urinate straight into the goddamn commode. Barely knows how to wipe his ass the right way. So he's learning these things. He's, doesn't know how to, hold the goddamn the spoon the right way yet. Goes to the refrigerator, drop the whole goddamn carton of juice, trying to pour it into the glass. He's 6. What you're saying sounds...
I'm not buying that, Uncle Star.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I mean, what you're saying, somebody who's like 10 years of age has a better, grasp on their body, but they're 6, man. And here you got this, here you got this powerful white devil bitch, thinks she knows every goddamn thing, She's here to help the poor black kids. He's sitting there struggling, trying to learn how to write in, what do you call that shit, cursive English, and she's rubbing his back and touching his face, Got him all fucked up. Now, hang on a second. Do you want to speak to Rory? Did you call Rory's name? Why is he texting me saying he wants to get at you? What happened?
I hear Rory call in, but I'm not with all that back and forth and calling me out my name. If Rory want to have a conversation with me, we could have an adult conversation.
I thought you called his name, and that's what he said. Let me in on him. I'm not gonna bring him in if you didn't call his name. No, you spent money, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll spend more money if you want to talk and get at it. But I never said anything about Rory.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you might have misunderstood me. Yeah,
go ahead.
But I want to get back. to the comment you said about He's 6. He don't know how to pee straight. He don't know how to open the refrigerator. So watch this. Okay. So watch this. He don't know how to hold his crops correctly, but he know how to get a gun, cock it, and shoot it.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Well, now to his hang on. To his credit, he just got off one round. You know, he probably shaking out there, shaking with the gun. Here she comes. She just finished writing something on the goddamn blackboard, and he pulls it up, and she gets up on him. He says, "Bang!" Caught her one good one.
Right.
You know, no more of that bullshit, Miss Amy. I think her name is Amy. No more of that bullshit. No more of that touching me, putting your hands in my crotch. No more of that shit.
Right.
Go ahead.
Right.
More of that shit.
Okay. I mean, cool. But man, it's we have to just look at, is that what it comes to? Are we gonna, as a nation, as people, as fathers, as uncles, as influencers, are we gonna say, that it's a serious problem when a 6-year-old thinks that soft?
I'm sorry, Miss Abby, not Amy, Miss Abby. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Abby.
Yeah, Miss
Right,
Abby. Miss Abby.
Right, but so like we can hold her accountable, but and like you said, I don't know the race of the 6-year-old, whether he white, black, Chinese, blue, or green. What I'm saying is that the teaching, that's why the world is fucked up. Excuse my language. That's why the world is in turmoil today, because of lack of teaching.